obviously, just because we've been doing this for 6 years, I've been spending a lot of time thinking about this. And there's a very simple framework. A lot of people, when I share this framework, will say, well, it's not that simple, it's not that easy, it's not so black and white. No, it actually is. Most of culture, I won't say most, but a large portion of popular culture, which I've dubbed the doctrine of popular culture, is convinced that it's more nuanced and that it's more gray. And first and foremost, you asked, what is a man? So first and foremost, a man is biologically male. It's ridiculous to me that we even need to say that. And I know it's going to rile a bunch of people up, but that's the reality. Like, you're not going to redefine words to fit your narrative and to fit what you believe. A man is biologically male as a prerequisite. That's it. Okay, now there's more to being a man than simply being male. For example, I have 3 sons and a daughter. My 3 sons are not men. Nobody expects them to be. They're not acting like men. They're male, sure, but they're boys. They're not men. So clearly there's a difference between male and man. So that's the first thing. A man is biologically male as a prerequisite. Number two, masculinity. What is masculinity? Masculinity is a set of characteristics, behaviors, attributes, generally associated with men, because there is a set of hormones that we have in varying quantities that make us act and behave and think a certain way, which is different generally than women. So masculinity is amoral. It can be used for good, it can be used for bad, but it needs to be refined, it needs to be harnessed, and it needs to be honed. It's like a wildfire. It can destroy, and it can also clear the path for things that are good. It can be used for both good and bad. Okay, then we have man. Okay, man is somebody who has learned how to use and harness his masculinity to produce effective outcomes for himself and other people, primarily to protect himself and other people, to provide for himself and other people, and to preside, which is synonymous with leadership. And if he's able to do that, he is being A, manly, and B, is a man. So that's a very simple framework. There's not a lot of gray in that. There doesn't need to be a lot of gray in that. And some people say, well, who defines you? Who makes you the all-knowing, being about what is a man? Look, I'm on the path. I don't have everything figured out. I have urges that are what I would say the natural man. You talk about pornography. I have lustful urges just like any man does. That's the natural man. So I need to learn how to harness that masculinity for effective outcomes. In this case, to be intimate with my wife and to procreate, right? That's using your raw masculinity in productive and effective outcomes for you and the people who are impacted by the decisions that you're making. So any male that is on the path of harnessing those characteristics is acting in a manly way, and I think is entitled to the title of man, which is earned, not necessarily given or you're born with.